Did you know there's a simple method that can end the mess in your house without leaving you exhausted? That's right. And the secret lies in dividing your day intelligently. Many people complain that they don't have time to clean the house, that they get too tired, that the mess never ends. But the problem isn't a lack of time, but rather how you're using it. Imagine being able to keep everything clean and organized without spending the whole day scrubbing floors or folding laundry. Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? But I'm going to show you that it's totally possible, and best of all, you won't need anything elaborate. The technique I'm going to teach you today is called the 8-8-8 rule. It divides your day into 3 equal 8-hour parts, and each of these parts has a specific function. If you apply this to your routine, you'll notice that the mess will naturally decrease without that exhaustion that leaves you without energy for anything else. And look, if you don't learn to organize your time this way, you'll continue in this endless rush, always feeling like there aren't enough hours in the day. Stick with me until the end, because I'm going to give you 10 practical tips to apply this method to your life and transform your cleaning routine once and for all. The first step to understanding the 8-8-8 method is knowing exactly how to divide those 24 hours of the day. The idea is very simple and makes perfect sense. 8 hours for sleep, 8 hours for work or your main activities, and 8 hours for taking care of yourself, your home, and your family. It seems obvious, but most people don't respect this division. They sleep less, work too much, and neglect the house. Then when they realize it, the mess has taken over and they don't even know where to begin. When you understand that you need 8 hours of sleep to have energy, you're already taking the first step towards a more balanced routine. Sleep is the foundation of everything. If you don't sleep well, you wake up tired, and then any household chore seems like a sacrifice. So the first commitment you need to make to yourself is to sleep properly. No staying up late watching television or using your cell phone. Set a bedtime and stick to it. The 8 hours for work or main activities are those that you already have more or less defined. It could be your job, it could be taking care of your grandchildren, it could be anything that occupies most of your day. These hours are important, but they can't invade the rest of your time. And here's the secret that many people don't realize. The other 8 hours, left over after sleep and work, are yours. These are the hours you'll use to keep the house clean, to take care of yourself, to have leisure time. And when you understand that you have 8 free hours a day, you realize that you do have time for everything. The problem is that most people waste these hours without even realizing it. They keep putting off tasks, let everything accumulate, and at the weekend, they need to do a heavy cleaning that leaves them exhausted. With the 8-8-8 method, you'll learn to use these free hours strategically. You'll divide small tasks throughout the week, and in the end, you'll see that the house is always presentable without you having killed yourself working. Now that you understand the basic division of the day, let's talk about how to use those 8 free hours to keep your house clean. The first thing you need to do is create a simple list of daily tasks. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. It can be just 3 or 4 things that you know need to be done every day. For example, washing the dishes, sweeping the kitchen, making the beds, and tidying up the living room. These are quick tasks that together take no more than 30 or 40 minutes. But if you leave it all for the weekend, you'll spend hours and hours. The secret of the 8-8-8 method is precisely this: doing a little every day. When you get into the habit of doing these small tasks daily, they become automatic. You don't even realize you're cleaning because it's become part of your routine. And here's a golden tip. Choose the best time of day to do these tasks. It could be in the morning, right after breakfast when you still have energy. It could be in the late afternoon before dinner. The important thing is to always do it at the same time, because that creates a habit. And habit is everything when it comes to keeping the house clean. Besides daily tasks, you also need to set aside some time for weekly tasks. These are the ones that don't need to be done every day, but that also can't be forgotten. Cleaning the bathroom properly, mopping the floors throughout the house, dusting the furniture, washing the bed linens. Choose a day of the week for each of these tasks. For example, on Monday you clean the bathroom, on Tuesday you mop the floor, on Wednesday you dust, and so on. When you distribute the tasks throughout the week, none of them become overwhelming. Each one takes half an hour at most. And at the end of the week, your house is spotless without you having spent an entire day cleaning. That's the magic of the 888 method. You use small chunks of your 8 free hours to keep everything in order, and you still have time left over to do other things you enjoy. Let's talk now about a very common mistake that prevents people from succeeding with any organizational method. That mistake is procrastination. You know that famous phrase, "Don't leave for tomorrow what you can do today"? Well, it exists for a reason. When you postpone tasks, they accumulate. And when they accumulate, they become much more difficult to solve. Just imagine, you left the dirty dishes in the sink after lunch because you were lazy. Then dinner time arrives and there are even more dishes. At the end of the day, you have a huge pile of plates, pots, and cutlery waiting for you. Then that discouragement hits because it seems like it will take forever to clean everything. But if you had washed the dishes right after lunch, the dinner work would be much less. That's what happens with all household chores. The more you postpone, the more work you create for yourself. The 888 method works precisely because it forces you not to procrastinate. When you have a defined routine with scheduled times and tasks, it becomes much harder to procrastinate. You know that at that specific time, you need to do that task, and that's it. You don't make excuses, you don't wait to feel like it, you simply do it. And you know what's even more interesting? After you start, you realize it wasn't so bad after all. Most household chores take much less time than we imagine. The problem is that we keep putting them off, thinking about them, feeling that weight of having to do them. But when you get down to work, you see that in 15, 20 minutes, you've already solved it. And then comes that good feeling of a job well done, of a clean house, of everything in its place. To overcome procrastination, there's a very good trick you can use. It's called the 5-minute rule. When you're feeling lazy about doing a task, tell yourself you'll only do it for 5 minutes. Just 5, and then you can stop if you want. Most of the time, when you start, you end up finishing the whole task because you see that it's not that difficult. But even if you stop for 5 minutes, you've already done something. You've already made a little progress. And that's better than doing nothing. Now I want to take a quick break to ask you something very important. If you're enjoying these tips and want to continue receiving content like this, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. That way, you won't miss any new videos, and take the opportunity to leave a comment below telling me where you're watching from. I love knowing that people from many different places are learning from me. This motivates me so much to continue bringing these tips to you. And now let's continue, because there's still a lot of good stuff ahead. Let's talk about something many people neglect, but which makes all the difference when it comes to keeping the house clean. I'm talking about organizing objects. You know that saying, everything in its place and a place for everything? Well, it's absolutely true. When you don't have a designated place to store things, they end up scattered around the house. And then the mess sets in because you don't know where to put anything. To apply the 888 method efficiently, you first need to organize your spaces. Start with the most used rooms, like the kitchen and living room. Look at each object and decide where it should go. If it's something you use every day, it needs to be in an easily accessible place. If it's something you only use occasionally, you can store it in a higher cupboard or in a less accessible place. The important thing is that it has a defined place. And here's a valuable tip. Use boxes, jars, and organizers to separate things by category. In the kitchen, have one jar for spices, another for teas, another for cookies. In the bathroom, use small containers to separate hair products, skincare products, and medications. In the living room, have a box for remote controls, another for magazines, and another for toys if you have grandchildren visiting. When everything has a specific place, it's much easier to put things away after use. You don't even need to think. You automatically know where it goes. And when you know where everything is, you also spend much less time looking for it. How many times have you wasted precious minutes looking for scissors, keys, or the remote control? This happens because these things don't have a fixed place. You use them and leave them anywhere. Then when you need them again, you don't remember where you put them. But when you create the habit of always putting things away in the same place, this problem disappears. Besides making cleaning easier, organization also brings a very good feeling of control. When you look at your house and see that everything is in its place, you feel peace and tranquility. And this reflects on your life as a whole. You become less stressed, less anxious, and can relax better. It's amazing how the environment around us influences our state of mind. Another key point of the 888 method is learning to divide chores with those you live with. If you live alone, you'll obviously have to do everything. But if there are other people in the house, it doesn't make sense for you to be solely responsible for cleaning. That's neither fair nor practical. When more than one person helps, the chores become much lighter and faster. Start by talking to those you live with. Explain that the house belongs to everyone and that everyone needs to contribute. It doesn't have to be a serious and boring conversation. It can be relaxed, showing that when everyone helps, everyone has more free time. Then, divide the chores according to each person's skills and availability. Some people hate washing dishes but don't mind ironing. Some people detest cooking but love organizing closets. Find out what each person prefers to do and create a schedule that works for everyone. You can make a simple chart, putting each person's name and the chores they will do during the week. Stick this chart on the refrigerator or another visible place so that everyone remembers their responsibilities. And here's an important piece of advice. Don't be a perfectionist. If the person did the task their way, even if it's not exactly how you would do it, thank them and that's it. Don't keep correcting or redoing it because that's discouraging. The person will think, if they're going to redo it anyway, why should I bother? So accept that everyone has their own way of doing things, and the important thing is that the task gets done. Over time, people will get the hang of it and do better. But in the beginning, what matters is the effort to help. When you divide the tasks, you realize that those 8 free hours of your day are much more productive because you don't have to do everything alone. You can use part of that time to do your tasks and the rest to relax, to do a hobby, to talk to your family. And the house stays clean and organized because everyone is doing their part. Let's talk now about the importance of having a day off within the 888 method. Many people think they need to clean the house every single day without exception. But that's not true, and it's not healthy either. You need a day to rest, to do nothing related to cleaning. Choose a day of the week, it could be Sunday or any other day that works best for you, and declare that that is your day off from household chores. Of course, you'll still do the basics like washing dishes after meals and keeping things minimally organized. But the heavier tasks, those that demand time and energy, are left out. This day off is important for several reasons. First, because you deserve it. You're not a machine. You need time to recharge your energy. Second, because when you have a day off, you appreciate the method you're following more. You realize that it really works, that it gives you free time, and that motivates you to continue. Third, because this day can be used to do things you enjoy. It could be meeting up with friends, going for a walk, or simply staying home watching your favorite shows without guilt. The important thing is that you allow yourself to relax without thinking about the dirt or mess. And you know what's even more amazing? When you follow the 8-8-8 method correctly during the week, on your day off, the house remains clean. Because you've already done a little bit every day, there's no accumulation of dirt waiting for you. You can truly rest without a guilty conscience. Many people have difficulty relaxing because they look at the messy house and feel they should be cleaning. But when you keep everything in order during the week, that feeling doesn't exist. You look around, see that everything is fine, and can enjoy your rest peacefully. Another great thing about having a day off is that it helps you avoid burnout. You know when you've been doing something for a long time without stopping, and you start to feel deeply tired, a lack of desire to do anything? That's burnout. And it happens when you don't give yourself breaks. With a day off, you avoid reaching that point. Now I want to tell you a secret that will make all the difference in your cleaning routine. This secret is to use the dead time of the day to your advantage. Dead time is that little bit of time you spend waiting for something. Waiting for the water to boil to make coffee, waiting for the clothes to dry, waiting for the program to start on television. Most people use this dead time doing nothing productive. They just stare into space, aimlessly scrolling on their phones. But you can use these few minutes to get ahead on small household tasks. For example, while the water for the coffee is boiling, you can clean the kitchen sink. It's only 2 minutes, but it already solves something. While you wait for the food to heat up in the microwave, you can organize that messy drawer. Again, it's only a few minutes, but it makes a difference. While you wait for the shower to heat up, you can tidy up the bathroom, hang the towels properly, throw away those empty jars. Do you know how long all this takes? Less than 5 minutes. But if you do this every day, using your downtime, you'll realize that many things get done without you even having to dedicate specific time to cleaning. It's as if the cleaning happens almost on its own in the intervals of your routine. And the best part is that it doesn't weigh you down, it doesn't tire you out. Because you're doing it while you wait anyway. You're not taking time away from any other activity. You're just taking advantage of those few minutes that would otherwise be wasted. To apply this technique, you need to start noticing what your downtime is. Pay attention to your routine for a few days. Mentally note the moments when you are waiting for something. Then, think of small tasks that can be done during those moments. Make a mental list so that when the time comes, you already know what to do. At first it may seem strange because you are used to just waiting. But over time, it becomes automatic. You don't even think anymore, you just do it naturally. And then your house is always cleaner and more organized without you having increased the time dedicated to cleaning. The 8th tip is about creating specific routines for each room in the house. Because each environment has its own particularities and needs different care. The kitchen, for example, is one of the places that gets the dirtiest and needs the most attention. Therefore, have a daily routine for it. Right after each meal, wash the dishes or put them in the dishwasher if you have one. Clean the sink, wipe down the table and the stove. This takes about 10 minutes and prevents dirt from accumulating. Once a week, do a deeper cleaning. Clean the microwave inside, organize the refrigerator by throwing away expired items, and wash the dish towels. This weekly cleaning can take about 30 minutes, but it keeps the kitchen always pleasant. The bathroom also deserves a special routine. Every day, after using it, quickly brush the toilet and add a little cleaning product. Dry the sink after washing your hands and face to avoid water stains. These are quick gestures that make a big difference. Once or twice a week, do a complete cleaning. Scrub the shower stall, clean the tiles, wash the rug. This takes more time, maybe 40 minutes. But if you do it frequently, you don't need to scrub as much because the dirt won't stick. The bedroom is an area that many people neglect when it comes to cleaning, but it's very important because it's where you rest. Every day, Make the bed as soon as you get up. This takes 2 minutes and already makes the room look tidy. Once a week, change the bed linens and organize the drawers and closet. Dust the furniture and vacuum or sweep the floor. The living room is the calling card of the house, so it also needs attention. Daily organize the cushions, put away things that have been left scattered, tidy up the magazines and newspapers. Once a week, dust the furniture and television, vacuum the sofa if it's fabric, clean the floor. When you have these specific routines for each room, you don't need a general cleaning day because each room is already being taken care of throughout the week. And this fits perfectly with the 888 method because you distribute small tasks throughout your free time instead of concentrating everything into a single day. Let's talk now about the importance of having the right cleaning products and keeping them organized. It's no use having all the good intentions in the world if you don't have the right products or if you waste time looking for them. The first step is to make a list of the essential products you really need. You don't need 50 different types of products. With 5 or 6 basics, you can handle everything. A multi-purpose cleaner for surfaces, one for the bathroom, one for glass, dish soap, disinfectant, and a good microfiber cloth. With that, you can clean the whole house. Then organize these products in an easily accessible place. It could be a cabinet in the laundry area or under the kitchen sink. The important thing is that everything is together and that you know exactly where everything is. If possible, have a basic kit on each floor of the house or in each area. This way you don't have to walk around carrying products. In the kitchen, keep dish soap and a sponge always at hand. In the bathroom, have bathroom cleaner and a brush. This saves time and makes it easier to maintain a cleaning routine. Another important tip is to regularly check if you need to replenish any products. Don't let them run out before buying more. When you realize you're running low, add them to your shopping list. That way you'll never be without and have no excuse not to clean. It's also good to have some inexpensive and effective household products. Baking soda, white vinegar, and lemons solve a multitude of cleaning problems. Baking soda is great for scrubbing surfaces, removing stains, and eliminating odors. Vinegar is excellent for cleaning glass and removing grease. Lemon disinfects and leaves a pleasant scent. Having these ingredients at home gives you more options and saves you money. Oh, and don't forget the cloths. Have several cleaning cloths and separate them by use. One cloth for the bathroom, another for the kitchen, another for the furniture. This way you avoid spreading germs from one room to another. Wash the cloths frequently and, if possible, have extra cloths to alternate between them. A clean cloth cleans better and is more hygienic. When you have everything organized and at hand, cleaning flows naturally. You don't waste time searching, you don't get frustrated by not finding things, you simply grab them and do it. Before we continue, let me tell you something quick. If you want to have a clean, organized, and fragrant home without wasting hours of your day or spending money on expensive products, I've prepared a complete guide with easy homemade recipes, a weekly checklist, and professional tricks that really work. The link is in the first pinned comment. Now let's continue with the video. The last tip I want to give you about the 888 method is perhaps the most important of all. It's about maintaining consistency. It's no use doing everything perfectly for a week and then abandoning it. The key to success in any organizational method is consistency, doing it every day without fail. At first it will seem difficult because you haven't yet created the habit. There will be days when you're tired and want to skip tasks. There will be days when something unexpected happens and disrupts your routine. But don't give up. Even if you can't do everything exactly as planned, do at least a part of it. The important thing is not to break the chain, not to let the routine die. The more you practice, the easier it will become. In a few weeks, tasks that once seemed boring and tiring will become automatic. You won't even realize you're doing them because they've become part of your routine. And then comes the reward, having a clean and organized home without sacrifice. To help you maintain consistency, you can use a few tricks. One of them is to mark on the calendar each day you completed the routine. This creates a visual record of your progress and motivates you not to break the sequence. Another trick is to have an accountability partner. It could be someone from your family, a friend, someone who is also trying to improve their home organization. You can talk about how it's going, exchange tips, and encourage each other on the most difficult days. It's also important to celebrate small victories. When you complete a week following the method correctly, do something special to celebrate. It could be a tasty snack or watching a movie you've been wanting to see. These small rewards keep you motivated and show that the effort is worthwhile. And always remember why you started. You want to have more free time. You want to live in a clean and pleasant environment. You want to feel less stressed by the mess. Whenever you feel lazy, think about these goals. Think about how good you will feel when the house is tidy, when you have time to do what you enjoy. This will give you the strength to continue. Consistency is what transforms a good idea into real results. Many people know excellent methods, but they don't put them into practice consistently and therefore don't see change. Don't be that person. Be the one who decides, starts, and doesn't stop. Because that's how transformation happens. So now you know the 10 essential tips for applying the 888 method to your life and ending the clutter without getting tired. Let's quickly recap the main points. First, understand and respect the division of the day into 3 8-hour parts. 8 for sleeping, 8 for working, and 8 for taking care of yourself and your home. Second, create a list of daily and weekly tasks and distribute them throughout the week. Third, don't procrastinate. Do tasks at the right time to avoid accumulation. Fourth, organize your belongings and give each thing a specific place. Fifth, divide the tasks with those who live with you so that everyone contributes. Sixth, reserve a day of rest to recharge your energy. Seventh, take advantage of the downtime of the day to get ahead on small tasks. Eighth, create specific routines for each room in the house. Ninth, keep cleaning products organized and always at hand. And 10th, maintain consistency by doing a little every day. When you put all this into practice, your life changes completely. You stop living in that crazy rush, always feeling like you don't have time for anything. You start to have control over your routine, your home, your time. And the best part is that you don't need any special talent. You don't need to spend money on it. You just need organization and discipline. So I challenge you to start today. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait for next month. Start now. Look at your day and see how you can apply the 888 method. Divide the tasks, choose the times, and get to work. In the first few weeks, you will feel the difference. You will realize that you have more energy, more time, more peace. And in the following weeks, it will only get better. You will wonder why you didn't do this sooner. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, take advantage now to subscribe and activate notifications. That way you won't miss the next videos with more tips to make your life easier. Comment below telling me if you already knew this method or if you are going to start applying it now. I read all the comments and I love to know your opinion. Before we finish, I want to remind you of something important. If you want to have a clean, organized, and fragrant home without wasting hours of your day or spending money on expensive products, I've prepared a complete guide with simple homemade recipes, a weekly checklist, and professional tricks that really work. The link is in the first pinned comment. It's worth checking out to transform your routine in a practical and economical way. Thank you for watching this far, and see you in the next video.